to another, yeah, just another fun evening. Let me just give it a second for people to catch up. Let's see who's here. I hope we're live. It's been a while, you know, it may be a month since I last done a live, which is absolutely terrible, I know. So I'm just waiting for a few people to catch up. Hopefully you can see me. If you can, please comment. I'm just going to check everything's working okay, so I'll give it a few seconds for everyone to appear. Whilst you're doing that, I'll let you know what kind of things I'm going to be working on today. I have some stamps, I have some stencils, and I also have a die which I'm going to use. I love this die. So if you're there, then please give me a shout out, say hello. Oh, we have a few people appearing now. That's great, thank you. Yeah, it has been a while, and I know it's very dreary here in the UK. Very wet indeed. So I hope you're all well. Hiya Trudy. Yes. So as I say, it's been a while. Been very busy. So Christmas is around the corner, as they say. Well, it is in the craft world anyway. So if you've been watching Hobby Maker, they launched their Christmas today. So I'm not actually in the first 12 days of Christmas, but we will be launching some visible image new designs, Christmas designs, very, very soon. Oh, we have Kelly from California, and we have Jane as well. So thank you very much for everyone who's here. Tonight we're going to do a little bit more kind of inky and messy. So I hope you can enjoy what I'm going to create. Just say a few more hellos to everybody. So yeah, it's very nice of you to be here. Tonight I am going to use one of my old favourites, which is the Live in the Moment, which I absolutely love this stamp set. Really, really nice designs on there. Let's have a look at this. I've got it here. So what you've actually got is you've got a lovely large dragonfly. You've got a small one there, and then I've got a little tiny one there. You've got these lovely rings as well, these which could be ripples, whatever you want them to be. And then we've got this gorgeous sentiment, which is Live in the Moment. Oh, we have Max. Sorry, I'm saying hello to Maxine as well. Hi, Maxine. So yeah, it's a great set. I absolutely love this set. Very, very cool. I don't know many people who don't have that, but if you don't, it's really, really nice. I love that one. I'm also going to use this stencil, which is called Ripples. Again, very, very cool stencil. You can use it any way you like, you know. Lots of people see different things in it. Well, Jane is saying that she's only nipping in because she's got to, she's got to have a catch up with Matt. So yeah, that's fine. Thank you, Jane. I totally understand. Oh, we have Angie here as well. She's saying good afternoon, so I presume wherever she is, it is afternoon. It is evening here in the UK. So we're going to use this nice ripple stencil, and I'm also going to use this is called it's a fishnet. Is it called it's either Rip Fishnet or something fishnet. I can't remember. For the life of me, I just can't remember what it is now off the top of my head. Somebody help me. If you know what it is, then say. I know it's something fishnet. I can't remember the word of it offhand, but we do have a stencil like this as well. But this is a die. Really, really cool. So I'm going to use that. Let me just put this on one side. So what I'm going to do to start off with is I'm just going to check for everything here. Right. Okay. We're all good. What I'm going to do is what I've got already. Let me just move this to one side. Let me put my glasses. Glasses. Right. So I have. Let's have a look. So I have a few pieces of. This is just cardboard, and all I've done with these is I've painted them with some black gesso. Let me show you now. So I've got 2 pieces of cardboard, and all I've done is I've just painted them with some black gesso. And The only thing I've also done is, like, if you go into the layers, you can peel off some of the layers, and you can get this kind of show some of the corrugatedness of the card. We are Rip Fishnet. Thank you, Maxine. Thank you very much. And we have Beverly here as well. Hi, Bev. Right. So as I say, we've got 2 pieces of cardboard, same size, and the only thing I've done with them is I've used some black gesso. There's lots of brands out there. This is a Pebeo one that I've got. Again, if you don't have any gesso, you can probably get away with either using some black acrylic. It's a little bit more shinier, but it's not quite the same. But it's just, you know, I think you could probably use that instead. And I say, just peel away some of the core, and I've just painted these both black. So the next thing I want to do is, I want to do some spraying. I think we're going to get some of our distress oxides out, distress oxide sprays. That is. Let me just put this piece down here because we're going to get very spray and make a mess here now. So I'm just going to get those out, put them here so you can see. Okay. Now, again, these are going to both, like, it's going to be one kind of piece. So I'm thinking it's going to be one piece of artwork. So I'm just going to get some sprays now. You can use any kind of sprays that you want, but obviously on black, you've got oxides there, so I'm going to use some oxide sprays. I've got a few colours here. Yeah, I've got a lot of different colours. I haven't decided on which one's going to use it. I'm going to use some greens and blues, whatever you've got really. What else have I got? Oh, I like that one there. That's a nice colour as well. That's a salvage patina. I like that one. Yeah, we're just going to use a few different colours just to get. I think I'm looking for that kind of to go with the dragonfly. I'm thinking it's going to be like on a kind of pond. So I'm going to kind of spray this board. We'll put some texture paste through that as well. Now I'm not sure whether I might just actually, you know what? I might put some texture paste down for. No, I'll tell you what. We'll do spraying first, texture paste afterwards. So let me just spray this now. I'm going to start off with. So this one I'm starting off with is salvage patina. I like that. And again, I'm just going in some random sprays. Not being too fussy. Oh, I like that. I like that evergreen bough. Just going to give it again. This is going to add to it, and I think obviously with the oxides it looks great on black card. You could do it on white if I use white gesso, but I wanted to use the black. So, and what other colour I'm going to use? Oh, I do like that rustic wilderness. I think I'll use a bit of that. Sorry, I should have shaken these beforehand. What's everybody been up to tonight then? Anything exciting? I've been working most of the day on some new stuff. So I've done Christmas is done. So I'm working on the next release now, which is going to be kind of always working ahead of yourself. So yeah, that's going to be a fun one. So I'm just going to dry this a little bit. I might add some more colour then. So just heating it up again. Again, when these oxides dry, they're going to be really, really nice. And it's just nice to. Oh, I'm going to be able to sit down now, which is nice. Normally, when I'm doing TV work, I'm stood up doing demonstrating, but it's nice to be able to just sit down and just take your time a little bit more, you know. So there's some new way. Obviously, I'm streaming via eCam, and so you're going through YouTube and on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, sometimes I can't see your comments, so please do say who you are. At the moment, I can actually see who you are, so that's all good. Has anybody been crafting today? I must admit, I've been watching a lot of Hobby Maker today for for the new Christmas launch. We've had a lot of different companies on there: Carnation Crafts, Indigo Blue. Who else we had on there? Oh, Hunky Dory as well. So yeah, some lots of new Christmas things as well. So that's really cool. Oh, Kelly Marie's telling me that she's working. What do you do, Kelly? If you don't mind me asking, or is it a secret? It's good that you can watch this whilst you're working. So yeah, just drying this off now a little bit more. Oops. And I think we'll go in with a few of the colours here as well. So what else do I have? Oh, I've got a bit of Salty Ocean. I think I like that one as well. But just add a bit of blue in there as well. And then I've also got this one. I like this one as well, Frayed Burlap. I do like that colour, it's really nice. So we're going to have some Frayed Burlap. Just a little bit of that. Just adds that earthiness to the to your project, which I like. Yeah, I like that. So we're just going to dry this off a little bit more. And whilst I'm drying this, I'm also looking at I've got some mica distress stains, shiny baubles. So that must have been one of the Christmas releases at some point. So do you know what? I might just add a little bit of that on there as well. Just add a little bit of sparkle there. Oh, so Kelly's saying that she works in the healthcare industry. That's great. And I'm on one screen, so thank you. So again, just drying this off now. Just take your time. Again, this is only a piece of cardboard, so if you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. This is all. I think this was from an actual box that was delivered to me the other day, and I normally kind of like cut off bits of boxes all the time, just to upcycle and recycle them. So rather than that, then they go to. I mean, normally they do go to a recycling centre, but if I can use them first, then even better. So we just dry this off, and we're just getting that kind of. We're just going for a look that, maybe a dragonfly would be flying over. We just don't know. So just taking our time here with this. I mean, you can't go wrong, to be honest with you, if you've got a piece of cardboard. It's just it's really nice to be able to have fun and play again. There's nothing better, especially if maybe your mojo's gone and you just need to do something that's a little bit mixed media, just nothing too complicated. This is just for fun. I mean, obviously, if you can create something, it's normally from things like this, you can create something amazing when you're not expecting it. So always try and have a play. So we have two nice backgrounds going on there. Again, I do like those shimmery going on there as well. That's really nice. Let me dry it. I think I'll dry that off a little bit more. Because what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use use my stencil, and I think I've got to use some texture paste on there as well. So I'm just going to dry that off a little bit more. I'm just reading some of the comments now, thank you. Yeah, so I mean, if any of you maybe just don't know, Visible Image is now part of Hobby Maker, Gemporia Craft. So yeah, it's all great. They're based in Birmingham. So yeah, it's great to be able to be part of a large company. So it gives us the opportunity to do lots of more exciting things. So yeah, lots of things coming out soon. So keep watching. So let's just try this off a little bit more. Thank you, Maxine. Yeah, Maxine saying great colour combo. Yeah, it's again oxides. You can't go wrong sometimes. You can create some really, really interesting colours here. Again, now, let me just put, I think I'm going to put this to one side. No, I'm going to texture paste first and then we'll put it to one side. What I'm going to do first is I'll get my stencil. So just move one of these to one side and I'll work on one at a time. And then I'm going to go in with my palette knife. Put my palette knife. I'll use another palette knife. Oh, there we go. So I've got a palette knife. And I'm also going to use, what have I got here? Right, I have this is Cosmic Shimmer Lunar Paste. So it's a very nice kind of sparkly, what colour is this? Stellar Jade. I think that would be a nice colour to go with what I'm creating. So isn't that a lovely colour there? So that'll look quite nice on with my stencil. So again, now with doing the project like this, which is kind of already dimensional, you're just going to have to go in freehand with your stencil and just hold it down, and we'll just turn it to one side because I'm right-handed, and we'll get some texture paste on there, or glitter paste as they call it. I'm just going to paste through that stencil, just getting some lovely texture going on there. Again, just use as much as you want, not being too specific. You don't have to cover every area. This is kind of a more kind of natural look that you're going for. So just go through the stencil, follow the curve where you can, and you're just going to get that lovely texture coming through. So I think we kind of, oh, doesn't that look lovely? Okay. I like that. That's really nice, isn't it? You can see how cool that looks. So whether it could be ripples, it could be whatever you want it to be, really. I think I'm going to go in there, and we're going to have that reflection on the ripple possibly there. Yeah, if I go in this way, just going to have some reflection of that ripple. Again, just don't have to be too careful with where it's going. You're just adding to that kind of texture that you're wanting. And just a little bit there as well. So just take your time. Helen's not joining us tonight. She's otherwise engaged. She's got a lot of things going on at the moment, so I told her she could have the evening off. Not that I'm in charge. There we go. So again, we're creating those lovely kind of textures going on there, and I think I'm going to do something similar to the other side as well. But I'm going to come in the other way, so I think with this one, it's going to go that way like that. So if I move this one to the side, and obviously we're going to need time for this to dry, but I may have to use my heat gun just to help it along a little bit. So just follow that stencil going over there. I'm just trying to work on kind of a little bit of a balance thing going on here. And I think I might have that. Do I want that one like that? Just trying to work out which way I'm going to go with it. I think it's going to go there. Again, this is where, you know, no planning, it's just having a play and having a little bit of fun, which is great, which is what you want to do really. I think the more fun you have, the better you get. Right, okay, and just a little bit more there. There. So we've got something going on there now. I think that's good. Let me just put this in some water. Obviously, you need to rinse off your stencil as quickly as you possibly can, or just dip it in some water so that it doesn't dry hard. So I'm just going to dry that a little bit. Just finish that bit off there. So I'm just reading some of the comments there. Right, okay, so now we have something that's starting to kind of look pretty good. I like that. Now, normally you would let this dry naturally. So I'm just going to help it along a little bit. This, you know, I think glitter paste is really useful, especially if you want to achieve some. Careful with it, don't do it too much. If you want to achieve some like highlighting some areas, especially when you're crafting, this is really cool, especially on darker backgrounds. Just knock that off there. You don't need it on the edge. You just got to be careful that you don't overheat it, because sometimes the paste will actually bubble, and you don't want that where possible. So once you think it's starting to dry, just move on to the next section. Okay. I'll just see how dry it is. Oh, it's nearly there. It's great. As I say, you normally probably would wait maybe half an hour to an hour for this to dry properly. And we'll just dry that naturally now. I think that would be okay. Right. Okay, next. Right, so I'm not sure. I'm just going to look at that now to see how that looks. Now, I also have got is that I've already with the die, I've already cut out some background. So we might need another one, but this is the one I've got in. Let me just show you. Zoom that in just a little bit. Okay. So I just cut that onto a piece of cardstock, which is, I think I've already sprayed this, so it's got a little bit of a shimmer already. And you know, how cool is that? I like the randomness. It's not computer generated. There's a lot of randomness going on with this as well. Look how cool that looks. Just put that to one side. Doesn't that look really, really cool? You know, you've got the ripped part of the fishnet there. Again, it could be netting. It could be a fishnet stocking. It could be anything you want it to be. Gold posts, gold netting. So yeah, it looks really, really cool. I love that. So in this instance, I think it's going to be more like of a trying to catch maybe a dragonfly in a net. So we'll see how that looks. But I think that looks really nice. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to stick some of this down. So we've got some colour going on there. I'm going to have to cut into that, and then we'll just add some elements of that on here. So that's going to look really nice. Again, this is going to be like a mixed media piece, so we can do whatever we want with this, and it's going to look pretty cool. Now, I may want to add a little bit of darkness back into that as well. So what I'll do is I'll just find my scissors and we'll snip into this now, and then we'll glue it down. So, and also I've also got obviously I'm going to stamp the dragonflies, so we'll work on that as well. Let me just wipe, if I move these out of the way a second, just going to wipe that up. Cloth. In fact, the easiest thing to do is to move that out of the way. Okay. Right. So we'll bring these back in. There. Again, looking really, really nice. So let's move that out of the way. So again, what I'm going to do now is I'll stamp the dragonfly and a few times, and then we can actually, we'll cut the dragonfly out and we can start to work on placement of where we're going to put our designs, and we'll cut up some netting as well. So let me just stamp out the dragonfly. That's one side, so it's covered. So we're going to bring our stamping platform in. And I already have my dragonfly there. Let's move these out of the way a second whilst they're drying. So if you can still see me, say hello. It's, I think there's been some changes with the software, so I'm hoping that you can still hear me and see me. It's one of those things where when you're on your own, you sometimes don't know who you're talking to. So let's just put this down here, and what we'll do, just see where we're going to go with that. I love dragonflies there, so I don't know, is it dragonflies, dragonflies have seasons? I think they're trying to, I would think that they're going to be around about now anyway, I would think, because I always see dragonflies, you know, heading towards the summer. Right, let me just get my black ink pad. So I'm going to use a VersaFine, which is a great black. I'm just inking this up. So just see. Oh, I can see your comment. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, it looks like it's just caught up now. Ah, yes. Michelle's saying, oh, punk. Yeah, the fishnet would be great for punk, and you're very true. That'd be great. I can see that being used. Yeah. In a luminous pink, possibly. Who knows? Or green. Right. So we're just going to stamp this dragonflies out. Again, I love dragonflies, and these particular stamps are available on the website. So please do check out the website, which is visibleimage.co.uk, or is it .com? You'll have to go and see. I think it's both, but you'll have to look up. I haven't inked the top corner there, so let's go back in. Just as well, we've got a stamping platform. That's what they're for. And we want it a little bit darker anyway, because we're going to clear emboss this, I think, as well. So we're just going to stamp that there. Okay, isn't that gorgeous? Right. So we'll take that off, and we'll get some clear embossing powder. Okay. So the embossing powder we're using some of the Wow embossing powder. Obviously, I think it's a really cool one. This is it's clear, but it's a super fine one. I know Wow do a clear embossing powder, but they also do a super fine one. I think the super fine one is really, really good, especially for detail. So it's always worth trying to get that if you can. It's one of my favourites anyway. Just get a piece of this out. So I'm just going to clear emboss this. Oh, oh, Maxine's going to have some dinner before babysitting. Oh, nice one. We've just had ours. We had a pasta bake, so with garlic bread. So I don't know what you're having. I must admit, I'm fancying some ice cream after this, possibly. So we'll see about getting some ice cream. So let me just heat this up. Again, you know, such a great thing to do. I think anybody who starts seeing this, you know, for the first time, they're hooked on craft then. This is like magic. Okay. So let's have a look. Let me just show you this. So again, now you've got that lovely gloss going on there, that lovely shine, and that's great. That's great. It looks brilliant, and it also helps. It's got that. If you're new to it, you know, embossing or stamping, then it gives it that slight raised. It's got a raised feel as well to it. So if you're colouring in there, especially with watercolours, they'll sit in those wells there. So yeah, it's really, really nice. Now, next thing to do is I'm just move. Just trying to read the comments as I'm going here. Oh, vaccines having pasta too. Great. So let me just cut this out quickly. So I should just get my cutting mat and I'll start cutting it out. I'm not going to cut out the whole thing because I've already got one that's done, but I'll just show you. It's pretty easy to cut out. I mean, if you want to use a knife, lots of people use scissors. It really does depend on what you want to do. There isn't we never did dies for this. I'm not sure why we didn't do dies, but you know, it's not exactly hard to cut out. You know, it's quite a simple shape, so it's not difficult. So I'm just going to quickly start cutting this out. Again, you know, you can be as you can. It depends on what you're doing. Sometimes I'll cut around the legs. Sometimes I'll just cut the legs off because obviously in mid-flight it doesn't really matter. So it really does depend on what you're doing. So very, very easy to cut out. And you know, I'm not going to waste your time by me cutting the whole thing out because it is really easy to cut out. You can see how long it takes to cut out. So I've got one that I've already just cut out just to save some time. So hence the same thing. Now, the only thing I've done with this one is I've actually cut it out and I've also coloured it in. So there you can see there. So all I've done is I've just used some of my my mica sprays. I put them into, just spritz them into there. I just use the brush to paint them on. So you're going to get this gorgeous looking dragonfly. I think it's kind of dragonfly colours. I know dragonflies can be any colour. So again, I've done one, and I've actually done more than one. I've done two larger ones, one with the legs and one without. And then I've also done, what else have I done? I've also done two of the medium-sized dragonflies as well for my project. So I've done that. Okay, so we're gonna create something with this now. So I'm going to put them to one side for a second. I'm going to bring back in my boards and just kind of looking as to how we're going to make these work. Again, we can do it any way we want to. Just move that out of the way so we can see where we are. So again, you can have it totally, you decide which way you want it round. I quite like it like that. So I think we'll probably stick with it something like that, unless I want to do that one that way. So sometimes you kind of work it out as you go in. Again, whatever you get the feeling for, not to reply, or sometimes maybe do it that way. I think I'll stick with that. I kind of like that. Right, okay, we'll go with this. Now I've got my netting, so I'm going to use some of that netting here. Again, this is where we can cut into it wherever we want, and we've got those gorgeous dragonflies, so we're just going to work out where we're going to put the dragonflies, and we're going to put some netting down as well. So I'm just going to snip into it. Again, not being too fussy. I don't want to cover up all of the background, but it does add that extra little dimension to it as well. So I'm just going to snip into my netting. Again, you don't have to be too careful, and you can be totally random with it as well. So I'm not going in a straight line. It doesn't, you can go up and down. Again, it's like broken netting. Okay, and we can decide that we're going to place it somewhere around here possibly. Might have a little bit there. So I'm going to stick some at the bottom there. I've got to think about where I'm going to put a sentiment, but I'll think about that in a second. So I'm going to stick that down first. Now I'm going to use some of the, I've got here some pin flare, which is a 3D glue. It will dry clear, so probably the best thing you can probably use. Failing that, you know, anything that you've got that you want to stick down, this will give it a very, very slightly raised element to it, but that's great. So I'm just going to get some glue, and I'm going to stick it to the back of my project here. There we go, back of the net, as they say. Right, so we're just going to stick it in a few places just to have it sticking down. We don't want it popping off. Okay, and you're not really going to see this through there anyway, so you're not going to matter too much. So I'm just going to take my time there, and we're going to decide where we're going to put that. Again, having that very, very slightly raised look makes it even better as well. Just press it down gently where we want it to go. Okay, so now you've got that little bit of a kind of raised look going on there as well for netting, which is great. And we've got some more here, so let's not waste this piece here, so we can use that. I think you might put that up there actually, that looks really cool. So I'm just going to put some more glue on. I think that, I don't know whether the football has started yet in the UK, but I know there's football going on as well, or starting soon. And it's been a very, very miserable day here. I must admit, the weather's been atrocious. Not what you expect for June, I must admit. So I think we're going to place that possibly around there, and we'll straighten that up. Again, just place that in there, and it's going to look like it's part of your composition. Just take your time. Again, that's going to look really, really cool. Again, different. We've got lots of different layers going on there, and I really do like that. That's nice. So obviously when we've got dragonflies on there as well, we're going to have, that's going to look really, really, really cool. Okay, so I think I'll do the same thing with the other side, but obviously I'm going to put the netting in a different place. So I've already got a different one, another one here. So again, if we just snip into it in a different location and place it in a different area, it's going to look pretty cool. So I'm thinking that I'm going to put a piece of net in there, or maybe there. Right, okay, we'll just snip into it and see what pattern we get. Again, this is it's nice to be able to play. I mean, this technically it's mixed media, but you can apply the same principles to card making very, very easily, and this particular, this is a great stencil and die combination. So they look really cool. And I think I go around there and we go back down. Again, just be kind of random and totally different with how you're creating things. My brother-in-law, he's over from Australia, so he does a lot of surfing and fishing. So this kind of thing would be right up his street. Yeah. So he goes very early in the morning. He catches all kinds of fish. So let's have a look at this here. So I think we're going to put that something like that there. Again, you're looking for a kind of balance between the two, because obviously they're going to go side by side, I'm thinking. So subconsciously, I'm trying to work out in my head where I think would be best to place some netting. So I think that piece is going to go there. So I get some more on my silicone glue. And just place that here. Again, great stuff, absolutely fantastic stuff. And I like these kind of homemade kind of projects as well. Maybe you have an idea in your head, but how it turns out is normally totally different to what your original idea was. But again, that's what creating things is all about. Sometimes you're not planning so much, because planning is like there's not so much randomness in it. So that's looking really nice now. Okay, so we've got a lovely, we'll put some more fishnet on there, I think. So I want a couple of, I think 2 more pieces on there, smaller pieces, which I'm going to place there. A small piece there and another piece at the bottom. So just cut it into this randomly. And I say there's, if you go on the website, there's obviously, you'll find all of these items on the website. Yeah, just go to visible image and you will find them there. Okay, so we just straighten that up, and again, I don't want it to be totally the same, so I'm going to put this piece here, I think, and that's going to look really nice. Again, this, sometimes stencils, are too uniform, and I like the kind of the organicness to this stencil. Sorry, this die. It looks really, really nice. I say stencil. We do have a stencil which is near enough identical, but obviously you can't do quite the same thing with the stencil as you can the die. And using them both together is amazing as well. Well, I like that. Okay. And I've got a little bit left, which I'm not going to waste. Again, you've got 2 on one side, and we'll have 3 on this one, I'm thinking. So I might just have a little bit. Have a little bit hanging down there. Let's just zoom that out just a touch. Okay, so might just have that piece coming down there on there. Don't want too much. Yeah, that would be perfect. So I'm just going to cut that a little bit off there. I'm going to have a piece hanging down there as well. So it's nice to just see, well, I like that. I was just about to order some more of this, actually, some more silicone glue, but I'd forgotten I'd already bought about 3 tubes of it, so I'm all right for a while, which is good. Okay, so I think I'm going to stick this piece here. Line that up. I think it's going to hang nice and neat. Okay, so if we have a look at this now, so we've got this kind of we've got different layers going on there. You've got the base layer, which could be your water, then you've got the kind of ripples going on there, then you've got netting as well, so that looks really nice. I may just decide to have a little bit of get some darker spray. We'll see what we've got here. Oh, what's that one there? Okay. So we've got a little bit of, this is called empty 2, but that might be too silvery. I'll use a little bit of black. I don't want to use too much. But might just put some in a pot and we'll see how we get on with this. Just put this to one side. Now this is Dilution's black shimmer spray. So I think I've used this one before. Just testing it out first. It's telling me that I can't use it, so it's refusing. I have to. I must have blocked up the lid, so I'm going to have to pour a little bit in my pot. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to see whether I can use that. Whether that will work all right. Okay, I'm just testing on a piece of card. I quite like that as well. Don't want it to be too dark. That's the trouble. If you do too much, it's going to be too dark. If you do too little, it's going to be too light. So I'm just thinking to myself whether I want to put myself through it. No, you know what? I will do, because I do like the idea of that. So just. Get my no pain, no gain, as they say. So just get in a little bit of that. Just I don't want too much, but I just want a little bit. And my spray bottle, just a little bit of water. I don't want it too dark. You don't want to be doing this, you want it to be kind of dark but not too dark. Yeah, I think that's exactly what I'm after. So just a little bit, you want that run, that kind of pondy look as well. I think that looks really nice. So I'm just putting a little bit there, just following it, just dabbing a little bit there. Spritz it with your water and just help that flow down there, like that. There we go. So you want it just to flow down. I want it to be kind of murky as well. I think that looks really, really nice. That green's coming out lovely now with that, isn't it look nice? Okay, just mop that little bit up there on the bottom. I think we'll do the same with the other one. So we're just gonna let that drip there a second. Now you can see the difference. Just a little bit of spritz in there will make to your project. One that I did and one that I haven't done yet. So again, this can be, you can make it as dark or as clean and simple as you probably wanted it. But sometimes you've just got to go for it, and and just sometimes having a play will create something totally different and amazing to what you wanted as well. So just a little bit there. Remember to spritz that. You don't want it too harsh, and you want it to run down the page there. Merging with some of those other colours that you sprayed as well earlier on. Again, that looks really nice now. And if you need to add a little bit more, then just do it. Just go for it. I think I might add a bit just there. So now you can see how different that can actually look. Okay. Now that looks nice, really, really nice. I'm really pleased with that now. So this is where we are with it. Again, sometimes you don't want it too clean, so you've covered over some of those ultra shiny parts, but it's still got those ripples going on there. That's exactly what the kind of look I'm after. Again, I'm going to help that to dry just a second. So I hope you're liking what I'm doing so far. So I'm just going to dry that off a little bit more. It makes things look totally different. It's kind of that serious, like that kind of pond look that you're after, you know? That's really, really nice. Okay. Let's try and dab out any big drops of water you've got going on there. Okay. So now we've got this. So now we're starting to have something that looks pretty pond-like, and it does work together, doesn't it? Right. What I'm going to do is I've got a piece of board. Before we do anything with dragonflies and the sentiment, I've got a piece of board which I want to stick these to. So just bear with me. I've got a piece of what I've got here. Oh, I have a piece of mount board. So I'm just going to quickly stick those to it. Get this out of the way. Right. Okay. So let's put these down. Slide that under. Okay. So now we have a piece of mount board, and we have something that's starting to look like a piece of artwork, which is good, because that's the kind of look we're going for. And I think I'm going to glue these down. Now I'm undecided whether possibly I might want to just do them slightly off center from each other, which might work quite well. Again, it's entirely up to you how you do it. You could have them both central, but I'm thinking just to add to that, I might just glue them off center there, just one higher than the other. I think that just adds to the piece of artwork. Yeah, I think I like that. So, oh hi Jeanette, how are you? All right? Yeah, it's coming along there now. I think they look pretty good. I think I like the backgrounds now. Yeah, adding that touch of black, black paint to it really did work. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to get some more silicone glue, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the backs and then stick these to this piece of mount board. Again, I'm just going to be careful that I don't make a mess. Oh, it should be dry enough for doing that. Right, okay, but just turn these over for a second, and we'll get some glue. Right, so we'll glue this one down. Okay, well, let's see where we are. So this one's going to go higher. Don't get glue on your board, Mark. Right, okay. And this one will be lower. Right, I'll just turn it over on that. I'm not going to get any glue on my board. Right. Yeah, it's you know, it's having fun. I mean, sometimes when you start off, your original idea, you know, you had something in your head, and this is one of the times where your idea comes out better than you thought it was going to be. much better, you know, different and better, which is good. I think that's always the best kind of creations they can get. Those ones by accident. Turn this over and we'll stick this one down as well. Oh, wash my fingers. So I'm just going to stand up whilst I see where this one's going to go. Again, I don't want them to be exactly the same horizontally, and I want having them both raised off my board just because it gives it that added dimension again. I'm trying just to make sure that I've got my margins the same in both pieces. So we'll just see how that's looking. Sorry, excuse my big head a minute. I'm just seeing if it's equal. Right, okay, right. So that's looking pretty good. I will zoom in and show you that in a second. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that now. Right, let me just show you what we've got so far. If I just use the camera a second. So, as you can see now, that we've got these, you know, this gorgeous thing going on here. The colours look really, really nice, don't they? There. I think that looks very, very nice. So yeah, it's very good, isn't it? I like that. Okay. Let's do some dragonflies, shall we? This is what we've got. So we've got our dragonflies, which we've already coloured and painted. We've cut them out, we've coloured them, and we've actually there's a little bit of sparkle on these as well. There's a bit of a shimmer on them as well because I wanted them to be kind of, you know, yeah, just as dragonflies are. They're kind of magical in a way. So I'm just trying to work out where we're going to put the dragonflies. I might have one, just working it out now, might have one there, and I might have another one as well. I've got 4, but I think I'm only going to use 3 of them. So we'll see how that goes. I might have to change that one down there possibly. It's always just trying to work out your placement of where you're going to put your dragonflies. So I'm thinking possibly we'll work on where that one's going in a second. It might have to go a little bit closer, I'm thinking. We'll see now. So I'm definitely going to have one here, and I've also got a sentiment as well, which I'm going to have this sentiment pot on here as well. So I'm just going to cut that out. Bear with me a second. Let me just get my glue first. I'm going to stick this first dragonfly on. I'll commit to the one. Right, let's put this here. You can't go wrong with a dragonfly. Okay. I'm just going to bend those wings up a little bit. There. So we've got one dragonfly there. Always nice to bend those wings a little bit. Again, if you wanted to, maybe you wanted to cut out some wings, maybe in acetate, you could have done that as well quite easily. I'm thinking of having that one there. Okay. Well, I'm glad I've inspired you, Jeanette. Right, okay, so I'm thinking that's one's going to go around about here. And we just got the third dragonfly, which I'm not sure. I think it might come down actually. It's coming down over that way there. So a project that hasn't taken that long actually, so it's pretty good. A little bit of fun there. Okay, so we've got nice dragonflies going on there, and then I've just got this sentiment to do as well, and then I think we'll be close to finishing this. Let's just cut this out. Just move this to one side whilst I get my cutting mat, and I should just cut this out. Just want to cut this out square. Bear with me whilst I cut this out. I should have used my trimmer, shouldn't I? But that's fine, that's all good. So again, this is kind of, you know, I don't know whether do dragonflies fly around? They do fly around in the rain. I've seen dragonflies in that kind of light rain. You can get some really big dragonflies as well, can't you? I'm sure a huge one landed on Helen's knee once. It was massive. Nice sentiment here. Now, just try and move that out of the way. Come back to that. So just clean up. So I'm just working out where I'm going to put my sentiment. Again, do you know, it may just go in the center of the hair, because I don't really want to cover up the netting fully, and I don't want it in the middle there either, so I think it's going to go in the middle of that one there, but it works with the two. So we'll go with that. Sometimes I do procrastinate way too much, and I'm trying not to now. Make a decision and just go for it. Sometimes the reason being is because I always want something to be absolutely amazing and perfect, but I know that it's impossible, because it's always the next one that's better. So I do try and stop that now. I stop myself from doing it. So I'm just going to have that up because I want a little tiny bit of a border there between the piece of work and the edge there as well. So I'm just going to stick that there. And I think it's close to being finished, but not quite yet. I think I might be able to just do a few other little bits and pieces here. But that. So again, we're starting to get some colours there going on. And again, there's a lot. You know, there's a lot of angles going on there. There's a lot of depth going on. But something that didn't take that long to achieve. And again, it is, you know, it is mixed media, but you know, you can apply all of those principles to whether it be in card making. It's whatever you really want. That's funny. I'm just reading some of the comments. So Shirley's saying, great project, sorry I missed the start. So well, that's okay, Shirley, just rewind, you can watch it later on, that's fine. Michelle's saying about rescuing some cardboard from the recycling bin. Or making ice cream. Both. Do both. I'm definitely going to have some ice cream myself, but I think that's. Do you know whose idea this actually? I say the idea to use the Radiate stencil and the Live in the Moment was of course all of Helen's idea, so I will not take credit for that. Helen came up with the idea of using the two together. she left it to my own devices as to what to do, but some mixed media, something mixed media, because I do like that. I like getting my hands dirty. I like creating something out of basically nothing, something that you wouldn't, you know, maybe want to keep, or maybe you would want to keep normally. But yeah, again, this is a very quickish project to do. Do you know what? I'm thinking maybe after we finish here, I'm tempted to just go with maybe a few tiny sequins here and there dotted around, just to finish that off. But I'm not going to do that now. I think it's you know, I think you're going to get the general idea. I can do that afterwards, and I will post photographs of this. Sometimes the colours on the camera don't do it justice. Hopefully you can see that kind of like where it's going and the idea behind it. Again, you know, a few bits of cardboard, and you can create something that you could easily give to somebody. Maybe you don't want it. Maybe you want it more clean and simple. I mean, obviously, I like having those extra textures on there. They look great. So I do appreciate. I just appreciate you coming in and joining me. It's again, I hope you enjoy that. If you haven't subscribed, maybe you have, maybe you haven't. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Give it a thumbs up, give it a like, ring the notification bell as well. That means that the next time I go live, you'll know it in advance. I think for now, I don't know whether I should zoom in, just give you a little last look at that before we go. I will post photos, obviously, but I'll just give you an idea of kind of where we went with it. We started off, if you missed the start of it, obviously I sprayed some oxides onto a black gesso cardboard, again just from a cardboard box. I let that gesso dry to black. I did that beforehand, before I started, because obviously watching paint dry is probably not the most exciting thing in the world. And then oxide sprays, and then some of the Cosmic Shimmer, which is this one here, Cosmic Shimmer Lunar Paste. It's great, and it was the color was Stellar Jade. Again, I was actually going to use that for a different project, but it didn't arrive in time, so no time like the present to use it for something else entirely different, which is good. I hope you enjoyed that. You know, sometimes when you're pleased with something that came out really well, it's nice that it does come out as well as you think. Oh, Beverly's saying, oh, thank you, Beverly. She's saying that I make wonderful art. Not all the time. Sometimes there's things that go in the bin that you just don't see. But yeah, isn't that always the case, that sometimes things don't work out? Yeah, I like everybody else. Everyone is learning. Nobody's an expert at everything, and I'm learning as I go. And I'm trying to challenge myself into doing slightly different things from what I normally do. I do like clean and simple. Everyone knows that, but I do like getting messy as well. And it, you know, considering the stamp set itself is, you know, it's a nice stamp set. Great for lots of different things, but I think using the stamps with the radiate stencil, which is great, and then combining that with the fishnet die, one of the best dies ever. And our dies, if you want a real visible image die, they'll always be black. Okay, we don't do any other color except black. Part of the reason we do them black is because sometimes when you've got lots of things on your desk, grey ones seem to like just merge in with the background. You can't see them, so I did them black, so hopefully you would always find them. I do like this because it's the randomness in it. Those holes aren't all the same, they're different. They go really small here, they're larger there, and then you've got these holes in there as well, and the ripped parts, the fishnet. It just looks really cool. I like that, and it's got those not perfect edges as well. I do like that. So that's a great die. I hope you like that. Maybe you've got it already. Great, even better. So just before we finish, I'll zip to the front camera and just say thank you to everybody. So thank you everyone for joining me this evening. I hope you enjoyed it. it's been great. I do like having that, playing with things like this. Really, really fun. Thank you everybody for watching. We've got Trudy, everyone, Trudy, Jeanette, Michelle, Jerry, Angie, everybody else who's joined me. Thank you very much. And I shall see you sometime soon with another project. The next one I think is going to be a pre-recorded, but I'm going to try and do maybe 1 live a week and then work up to doing 2 lives a week. So please join me for those, and at different times of the week as well. So different days and different times. So some will be in the evening, some will be in the afternoon. I'm going to try and mix it up and see what works for everybody, see what people like, what they don't like. Just let me know in the comments. Thank you for everybody, and have a great evening. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.